Previously on The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. No. No, no!
That's a real goose?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh, it had a child. It's having children. They're everywhere. Oh, that one's shark. The black swan. She's getting away!
Hello and welcome back to The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Where we last left off, we finally completed Case 1. That took a very long time. We're going to be hopping into Case 2 this episode, so let's introduce our friends here. As per usual, I'm joined with Crazy.
Yeah, hi, it's me.
Him. I'm joined with Jack.
Yeah! Hey, what's up? It's me again.
It's him. I'm joined by Rain.
Well, hello. It's me.
Dude, it's him. And we're also joined by Ethan.
Special guest star, Ethan.
Dude,
Hello.
he is the guest.
It is I, Jesus Daddy.
My phone's charging.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Okay, take it away, Crazy. Oh, auto
Never
text.
mind. Damn it.
Now we
Oh,
cry.
text. Scene.
Oh no,
Let us unravel this
the
mystery
screen is lagging.
and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait! Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you. What?
Don't be absurd. This is murder. An cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from? I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
I enjoyed that slideshow, by the way.
Yeah,
Ugh, my head is throbbing.
dude, it was very choppy on my end as well.
What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs?
I guess this is Sholmes, which is me. So you wake up now, Oh. No, that's... Okay, Ethan, you get this character.
Okay. He kind of reminds me of Squidward, so I'm gonna try to do a
Oh,
Squidward.
no.
We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are true cold-blooded man.
You... found me then.
Wait, so what accent is... Like, what accent?
He's Russian.
Russian Squidward. I don't know how to do that. We found you, and now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe?
Sorry.
Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is.
No, I'll tell you everything.
Female character, Jack. I know which one is Susato.
There's only one thing I'd like to know from you.
Is it?
Can you say that again? You cut out.
Oh,
Isn't that...
dream.
Yes, that's me.
Um,
Why did you do it? Why did you take his life?
There's his katana. There it
Did
is.
he get fucking
No.
for murder twice?
And
wonder.
our boy's katana's on the floor, and I'm big sad at the moment.
Miss Susato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma?
Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in the sheep's bed. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
What?
You committed slaughter to the third decree. Kazuma-san
Jack Sparrow.
was Kazuma-san's body was not discovered not long ago.
The body was not discovered.
Here in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside.
His body?
Please. Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. These handcuffs. Surely you don't think I...
Is he getting framed for murder again?
I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please!
No. No!
He cut out.
My best friend is now fucking dead. Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble?
Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study?
It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die.
Yes. I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look.
Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body.
Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you.
Oh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway.
They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure.
What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady?
From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean?
From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we couldn't confide in her, could we? I don't believe she'd give me away.
No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this.
I suppose so.
Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't we write "keep out" or something on the piece of paper?
What?
Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside.
I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together.
We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer.
No, I'm not a murderer.
Dah! You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes.
No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but... murdering my best friend?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know.
Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too.
Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. Suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? These handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via portable window, and there's a bolt on the door that can't be operated from outside.
Dog in the recording.
In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
Well, he's getting framed again because, you know, what she's saying, that he's the only one in this room that could have done it. They had to break open the door, and that he was the only other person in here.
So, if we do chapter 3, is he gonna get framed a third time? Are we gonna find,
Every case, he's being framed for fucking murder.
Sasato's
Yeah,
gonna be
what-
lying dead on the floor?
Susato's dead now. Anyway, let's continue.
Well, somebody could have left through the air vents, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dude, you telling me that they could have vented?
Bro! No! There's an imposter among us!
Among Us.
Not again! Why do we do this?
This is impossible. How'd he die then? What happened exactly?
She doesn't know.
Are you still going to delay the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
Presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then.
That's true, yes.
Nick.
Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
He would always wake before dawn to do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wonder.
I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewmate forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-san, collapsed on the floor.
And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's very hard to believe.
You're hard to believe for me too, trust me.
I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
Alright.
See that you were cutting.
Yes, alright. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. Still throbbing like anything.
Why are you even on board this ship, Nahiro-san? You said something before about being Stowaway, didn't you?
Yes, I'm afraid that's true. 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
Would have been impossible, obviously.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you? But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you?
Oh, there we go. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself.
Well, yes, you did say that. I didn't think you were serious.
You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that.
I never really thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of a cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then
what?
Nothing. Forget it.
Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. Look at his eyes, then. It was darker than I'd ever seen it before. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on this ship, I mean.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in the cabin? In this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. Then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
Well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please forget it.
Sano-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you, but... The trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this.
Ugh.
I have gained a theory, a game theory.
What's your game theory?
So instead of somebody else being in the room, they pumped poison or something through the
Sleep gas. Sleep gas.
vents.
It's sleep gas.
No.
If you prefer.
It's something to kill, but in low quantities it causes headaches. And since he was locked in the wardrobe with less air quantity and less like air gaps, that's why he didn't die in the wardrobe. But he was Kazuma was outside of the wardrobe, fully exposed.
I don't know why in Kazuma's dying breath he writes something in Russian.
That is quite odd.
What? And I think he write. What did he write, anyways?
It says keep out on this.
This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it.
Yeah, and that was directly on the seal of the wardrobe. If he actually killed Kazuma, how did he put the seal on when he went inside?
Yeah.
I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. You expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors.
There actually might be something on the back. No. No, just the adhesives that they had.
Glue.
Can I examine it? Oh yeah, you can.
You can see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course, we didn't have any of that with us. So I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. But to a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as I possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any.
This man sounds like he's a fucking POW.
Might as well be at this point.
Yeah.
Died at age 23.
Mikatomo
Oh,
only
wow.
16. I can hear the FBI already.
I can hear the FBI already. I don't remember if you read this, so just read it again.
Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ugh, I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator.
Perpetrator.
You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I cannot allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Cosmo's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me.
She has snapped our neck. We are now dead.
CP-173 be like,
Dude,
Just not really just
the
fucking
peanut joke.
killed you.
What the?
That was a pseudo
Susato.
takedown. Susato takedown.
Susanto what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry? Prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to?
Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law?
Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive
Yeah,
evidence.
it worked so well with what's his name, O.J. Simpson. Yeah, no, he got off.
Oh, Jason.
I don't get that reference.
Oh my
You
god.
don't. Oh man.
Can't believe that man got away with it too.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to explain this later to me.
I can't wait for the comments.
I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not
Show
guilty
her the
of this awful
rice!
crime.
Show her the rice now.
It's definitely
Yes!
My balls itch.
this. Can we get up, please?
Dude, this hurts.
It does.
Pain.
POV, you were about to look.
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Yes, it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Betsma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same thing last night as well.
Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed again. I would. Alright, retake. I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can't see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san.
I don't think that was a compliment.
Now, oh wait, no, that's you.
You've read my... Now, do you think perhaps you can help me up?
No.
No,
Get up yourself.
Floor's looking kind of comfortable.
I'm only 16.
Dude, what is that on the ground? It looks like a fucking human
It's bones.
bone.
Dude, those bones have been there since they started this trip. In the first cutscene, I noticed them on the table, and now they're on the floor. So presumably that's what you've been eating this
Got it up?
entire time.
Yeah.
Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here at least.
Oh.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry, no.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she think I am, a magician?
I'm kind of now game theorying
Now,
that
I
it wasn't.
suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here.
What's your game theory?
Oh, instead of actually using the vents, they pumped the poison through the talking system over there in the left corner.
Ah, I see. Yeah, but wait, no, that one went through all of them, wouldn't it?
No, those talking systems are direct line to specific locations in specific rooms, but they have to go through. So the area that has those everywhere, they have labels for each individual room. Normally in steampunk and other works of fiction and in real life, where that pipe leads straight to that room and nowhere else because the sound would be disoriented. It wouldn't sound proper if you're trying to send the same voice line everywhere with that specific system.
I see.
Like, because at like one of the playgrounds when I was little, they had something like that went underground underneath the playground and went up to the other side of the playground
yeah,
and you talked through
That's
it.
talking about, yeah.
People would just say random shit to you on the other side and see if someone responded.
Yeah.
I see.
I'll do the same.
Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san.
No. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear. I will avenge your death.
Okay, so it's time to present this like any true Ace Attorney fan.
Susato-san, how about this?
I'm sorry, Naharu-san. But we don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues.
She looks serious. Really quite deadly serious.
She didn't like that. Okay, so what locations? Okay, yep.
The bookshelf is quite disheveled.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. There's a lot of things we can examine here.
I want to examine the text that's on the ground in Russian. I want to see.
I want to examine the log that is on the desk over there as well.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm in handcuffs and under house arrest by the crew, not to mention Susato-san's constant glares. I think it's fair to say that I'm stuck in this cabin for the time being, at least.
But also, what is on the ground behind her? Like, so we have the ink on the ground, but then there's something else that looked like blood or something on the ground behind her.
I know what you're talking about. So wait. I'll point out when we look at it. Okay, let's just continue reading.
I should focus on investigating in here to see what I can find out.
Are you talking about this? Or are you talking about this?
Over there. That, yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't look like blood. I don't see it red.
It looks like it's like someone tripped on something. Like a,
Yeah.
it's like a web.
There's also a shard there, so let's just check that out. Oh, that's a bell.
What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have been broken clean in two.
Or cut into.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a little cute little Netsuku fastener from Kimono's outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
Naruhodo. Ooh.
Oh.
And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Yes, you're right. It's the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Ah, yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard. Are you, Naruto-san?
Tutorial time, tutorial time.
Tutorial! I'm sure you're careful to look around.
There goes the fourth wall.
Look all around using
No.
left D-pad, right D-pad, comma.
Comma.
Oh.
Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now.
This man just doesn't move at all. He's like a fucking statue. Okay. Well, I'm more interested in this side as of right now.
That's Kazuma's Sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet.
Bro, Kazuma should be a spirit stuck in the sword. And he should be a funny character.
Kazuma, you motherfucker!
Dude,
That still scares me. Even to say
whenever
how-
Ryunosuke needs advice, Kazuma comes out of the sword and gives it to him.
It's like, give big fat booty bitches!
It's
Ooh.
like Dust and Elysian Tale, where the sword is a sentient being. That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. I love chicken.
Yes, it
Dude,
was very delicious, wasn't it?
Ooh, Ryunosuke, I got back from Popeyes!
Shut the fuck up.
Wait, Kazuma-sama? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
What is that mat on the floor, too?
That's,
Bro.
tutorial.
Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So we didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
This man, fucking prisoner of war here. Like, oh, I'm so stuck. Chicken!
Chicken!
Chicken tendies.
Oh no! Does that mean where Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? Oh, it's just too horrible.
God damn.
And now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach.
Get this man chicken right now.
Okay.
Hank! What the sweet and sour sauce?
What about
Can
the table? The table.
Yeah,
I want to see
Oh,
the Russian
wait.
text on the ground. Dumbass.
Nah, we don't need to read that part. That's just if I don't get the, whatever.
There's nothing on this table at all. A plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
Dude, you hate when the chicken doesn't sit right and you kill a homie.
The chicken was not busted, dude.
Dude, it was not Popeyes.
I had to fucking vibe check him.
I check my homie for giving me this lacking chicken.
Ryunosuke, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh! My man should have just went, "Hey yo, this chicken raw as fuck, bitch!" Ah!
Anyway.
No.
No more.
No!
Seigi, the Japanese word for the.
This man farted.
Dude farted. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on the ship.
Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win.
Door.
When I went for help and the crewmen forced the door open, the bolt had been firmly closed.
Quite a small bolt, and not particularly sturdy. And it just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, with the door bolted, there'd be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. No wonder everyone suspects me. She glares at me like that, I feel all tense, all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's airtight.
Glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine.
Dude, she's 16. Calm yourself.
Dude, this man
Funny Russian.
Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Sven Privyet.
Sven Privyet.
Excuse me.
What?
I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean.
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see.
Sorry?
Criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty.
Useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you.
Did I have a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. He's turning into Sans.
He is Sans.
Damn.
The books have fallen over the books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way.
Oh, I've realized something.
What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yeah, Ryan?
So, what I've noticed, everything in the room that's fallen onto the floor and has fallen over are fallen the same way. So I want to say that they either hit something or there was bad weather last night on the seas.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf had been ransacked and everything mown down at once.
I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama's doing this morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps it was you, Naharuto-san, in a fit of rage.
Wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue.
All because of that chicken.
Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with this case, I wonder?
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess.
I should be on the phone.
Why did she put a gap? Well, there's a book right there. Anyway.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes. I see it says "this way up" in Japanese.
Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't have been able to read. I was turned over and over and over. Then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was painful in the Susato takedown.
Oh.
What the text say?
It said if you check spots that don't allow you to investigate, it just says shitty text, so I'm skipping over it. Because we did it to the table earlier.
Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dripping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
Suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
Unless it's upside down.
Even if it's upside down, that's not Japanese.
I don't think that's Japanese now, Haruo-san.
Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder?
This is... Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
Mean contraption.
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you could pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? Sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! In the interests of culture research, obviously.
This is a bad idea.
I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
Racist?
No, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy, that's all.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naharu-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. Last night was no exception.
Where did he shit?
This man asking the real questions.
Out here in the cabin.
Where did he cop a squat?
Where you bought the squat?
No, sadly not.
This is where Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma. Didn't even make it to his destination.
Hey,
It looks like as though
Hey.
the last entry is
even
incomplete.
more stuff fell to its left side.
What?
Oh, more stuff has fallen to its left-hand side, like
Okay.
everything else in the room.
Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
No!
That's out of the question.
What?
Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read out his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it.
Dude, she threw you across the room.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important?
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole, though, through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd? Close to the microphone.
What do you mean?
Well,
Starting to get
this
choppy.
ventilator,
Well, for me.
if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
If its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
I suppose. Maybe that's it.
Excuse me? When the fuck did you come in? What the hell?
Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago.
Dude, watching it just fucking... Dude, I felt like I was on an acid trip or just then. I was like, huh?
Where did he come from?
As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he...
You noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall.
Now, Harusan, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. Is he investigating Cosmo's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've already noted that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Don't forget to press A. Oh, please do.
Bro, I can't wait until it's my character now. Woo!
Excuse me. Excuse me. You have a moment?
Shh, this is a critical point in my investigation. Okay.
I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Greetings, I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
What exactly are you doing on Cosmo's desk just now?
Ah, I see. Fascinating.
Sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me.
That
Oh,
man's
yes.
pulling the
Everything
real
is
shit
clear
glowing
now.
eyes.
The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You! have been Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Have you heard of the Taliban?
Fuck off.
God damn.
Sorry, what?
And now, whilst venturing towards the foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Oh. Well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled from your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now you travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the bare-boned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing I keep fucking him up. Nothing deceives these eyes.
Just to be clear, you were talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. You are the spy.
She fucking was like,
What?
bro, fucking Mr. Sholmes here is correct. He doing it.
Yeah.
Dude, he
Kazuma
figured out that we were
and
the imposter
Ryunosuke knew
among
each other
us.
all their lives. Dude, I didn't know we
Susato
were from
now,
Russia.
dude. I didn't know we were from Russia too. I guess my nationality has been a lie this entire time. Dude, I guess fucking Wilson was my 16th victim. Okay, let this man do an
I'm
ASMR.
kind of not liking Shloom so far,
Why are you not liking him?
cause
Cause why?
just
Your
don't
mom's
like
car.
him.
I fucking love Sholmes. He's one of my favorite characters from this game. Anyway, let's continue.
What?
And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naharu-san. Absolutely wicked.
No. Listen, there's no way.
We are being abused.
Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous.
Well,
My
I was
fucking
born and
left
raised
hand
in
hurts.
Japan.
How could you do it? How could you juju on that beat?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came to your head.
Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not?
Well, yes, maybe.
There you have it, you see? What do you make of that, hmm?
You know, I really don't like this Sherlock Holmes guy.
You mean Herlock Sholmes? I heard.
To be honest,
Nah,
I'm
Mr.
going to
Slomes is his name now. He's slow. He's slow in the head. He is
I'm
Mr.
going to
Bro,
Slow.
did you
literally
see
try
how
and copy
fast
you.
he deduced these deductions though? This man fast.
No, no.
And you also know what he's gonna get next after beating this case?
Sholmes is dead next case. Fucking Ryunosuke is now framed for Sholmes' death.
It was actually me, Dio.
Oh, JoJo reference. JoJo fans meet up be like sucking dick.
What the fuck?
Anyway, let's continue.
well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation.
Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right.
I don't think you introduced yourself.
Ah, my
Brassy
apologies.
normally help.
How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes.
Nah, Shlomes.
Shlomes. So,
He looked like the
it's
guy
really you, the actual Herlock Shlomes?
So what does he look like?
Oh, Shlomes looked like he's a kid that ate crowns as a child.
This man is trying to fucking defeat this character. The very same. The inimitable actual Herlock Sholmes.
Do you know this man, Susato-san?
The most famous detective in the world, Nahara-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on then?
We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this?
Okay, wait a second. I gotta do the funny Ace Attorney thing.
Why do you do that?
Mr. Sholmes, what do you make of this?
Shh, quiet. When I'm ruminating in the course of my deductions, nothing must disturb my mind.
So sorry.
Ah, an Indian curry, perhaps.
What the fuck is he on about?
What's he ruminating about? The lunch menu?
Nah, what's on the floor? He's thinking the chicken bone's probably fucking Indian curry.
This man this man's truly Shlomes.
Bro.
Oh my god, I hate this.
Why
I
do you
don't like
hate
this
it?
man.
I fucking
I
love
don't-
it.
I don't like this man.
love it so much.
You're saying the wrong information that we need to know. Man's just thinking about dinner.
I love this character. You don't understand.
I know you do, but I kind of hate it because he's talking about nonsense fish right now.
We've almost been recording for like 2 hours and we've barely left this room.
Don't worry. We're about to end this soon, but let's get to a good send-off point anyway.
So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again?
Indeed,
No, Rita.
I'm none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, I see. You're German. Herlock, was it?
No, I have no her. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in the exciting London publication.
No, Ryunosuke. Detective is a strong word.
Oh yes, Randomistic magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I've sent from England especially. Yes. Oh wait, that's you.
Here, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then?
Indeed I am.
And you've read so many of your own stories, you started to think you really are a detective?
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for.
Yeah.
Your inference is backwards.
Backward?
My trusty biographer records my greatest deducting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
You have a biographer, do you?
Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping the shop in London.
Dr. Wilson?
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of the cursed royal crown.
This man doesn't even smoke out of the pipe.
Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science? Damn, this bitch is gay.
Really?
Good for them.
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all these things are data.
Right.
And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can he look me in the eye and claim that?
So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction. And fame.
This man has a crown watch in his head.
That
this man
is
does
what
golden.
makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes.
I'm so confused.
I'm just not liking him still.
Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? What do you
have more or
suppose
less
discovered the
confused me.
culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
Damn. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime.
He's the imposter?
Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ugh.
The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What 2 facts are apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning?
Death.
Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yes, I understand. What were they?
Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with a... Let me reread all of this again. Sorry, I keep running out of breath with him. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Kazuma-sama was Russian?
Mr. Sholmes, what made you think the victim was Russian?
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor.
Fuck
That
off.
is the Russian word for wardrobe. Sorry, I was playing a peer in the fucking mic.
So, I mean, do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian.
Kazuma was Russian, was he?
Initially, I considered Garadurov, may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Garde, perhaps. But in the interest of the thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where you found Mr. Nahardo sleeping soundly?
Quite so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Why is it that I'm Russian too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
He is talking out of his ass.
I had no idea the detective could get something so wrong.
Homie.
I took a photograph of Sorry. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. The music stopped.
This
This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered before the body was removed.
Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this.
Are you alright, Mr. Nahardo?
Oh, yes, thank you.
What if it just turns out he was just knocked out, but he wanted to warn everybody that his friend was fucking locked in the cupboard, and he's actually just still alive?
And we do your funny,
Because-
right?
Oh. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court records!
And we continue with what you were saying.
But, like, I don't expect Mr. Shlomes to be able to tell if somebody's living or dead.
Who knows? I mean, they did say that there was a doctor, you know, on board.
Yeah, but the doctor doesn't know how to study dead bodies.
True, true. I mean, even though I know this game, but yeah.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that.
Ah, yes. The train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Do you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think?
Certainly, if it interests you.
How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian.
Ryunosuke should just start speaking Japanese. Just
Yo, Xinyo, Xinyo.
Xinjiang Zhangli.
Xinjiang Zhangli. Oh, fuck
just-
it, Trump. Mike.
Copyright.
Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean.
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
Actually, it was the other details about that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part?
Ah, yes. The more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. My ears fucking itch. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Wait, how the fuck do we have this morning's paper? how are we getting paper?
Messenger pigeon, bro.
Messenger pigeon? Revolutionary Valin Boroshvik flees Russian via Shanghai. I almost said Shangri-La.
That's us. Yeah, that's our picture right there.
Shangri-La? What the fuck you talking about, the Call of Duty Zombies
That's
map?
that's what I was almost about to say.
Dude, that's us. That's our
That's
photograph.
us. We have a beard. He deduced it. This vessel made a port call to Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. So that makes sense why we have that piece of paper.
Since when was Kazuma a Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Shlomes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to release that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you! Violin Boroshvik.
No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face.
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Please.
And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list, need I say more?
That's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower?
Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds of the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Boroshvik was included. There can be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
What about the part you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in this article, Pervoshvik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Damn, why are they always in a fucking war?
Why are they on the war?
This man is ass.
Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place.
Okay, first we were Afghanistan, now we're Russian. Make up your mind. Here, take the paper for yourself. It's a little memento of this great deduction.
Thank you.
I've observed all that, Sorry, I had a fucking stroke. I've observed all that is of interest of me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby.
The article about the revolutionary has been entered into the court records.
It is I, JFK! And you may find the article on the back of the page of very interest as well.
On the back?
Cast your eye over it sometime if the... Fuck. Cast your eye over it. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two.
I like how he's like, he acknowledges that you'll need somebody to interpret it for you, even though he presumes you are Russian?
Yes, and
This is interesting.
have you found something relevant now, Haruto-san?
I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it.
Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavola.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
Why are they so hard to pronounce? It would appear the woman was in a costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Dude, he talking Tarkov money.
20,000 rubles isn't actually a lot. How much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure.
20,000 rubles is $269.
Not that bad.
Now convert it into
guess.
Dash. I need to know.
Dosh isn't a real currency. I can't do an exchange.
Well done. Anyway, let's continue
Sorry
then.
about it.
It must be an unbelievable sum of money.
I just want to point out that 20,000 rubles is equal to 0.0054 Bitcoin.
Loggers.
Susanozan's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
I forget.
I'm not surprised.
The company is the most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of Russian fleeing his or her country?
Does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruto. I'm literally 16, by the way.
The article about the ballerina has been entered into the court record.
Yeah, not gonna examine the front. I wonder. Oh, I can't. I was gonna say, that would have been fucking stupid. Okay. Let's hope this is the last one where we can start, stop recording.
I'm gonna beat this man.
Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text.
London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but... I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset up people.
Tragic? And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You've read it already?
It is my business to know what other people do not. Ah, yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Wait, then what the fuck? He's like, yes, this man's writing Russian on the floor. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's like, oh yeah, his native tongue is Russian. I forgot.
Oh, I see. You better know what a Susato takedown is. Susato-san? Aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean?
This is so unfair.
So true. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray the precise as to details.
Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese.
A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, oops. Let me say that again. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. But this diary is littered with the complicit-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none.
This man cannot read. He cannot read kanji. So, what was all that showing off about before then?
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Slomes.
I'm much obliged, my dear madam.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1 to fucking 23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
Whistling sound?
These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator's grill.
Speckled band? What does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before, and I do not wish to.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice. To the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin.
Yes, the adjoining cabin.
Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court records. So, I guess this is just gonna reflect back to the snake in the beginning.
So I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
Do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to.
Great detectives are as curious a breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I tend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough.
Do you think perhaps that we could go with you?
Excuse me, what the fuck was that?
Ape noises.
Okay.
You were unactivated, my bad.
No. That would be somewhat complicated.
What? Why?
A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer.
Oh.
Yeah? And?
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No?
There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point.
What?
You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago.
Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I have no cause... What the fuck did I just say?
Well, actually, Mr. Shlomes, I did hear you say that, too.
What did... Where's... Oh, there it says. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really.
Looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are.
Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
These are the knees of a
What do you mean?
This man's Why is everyone cutting out so badly? What the fuck?
Shitternet. Everyone got that shitternet tonight.
Okay, you go now.
got that shitternet.
Alright, I gotta read this again. What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Oh, I like that joke. That joke was funny.
I plead fifth? Now you're just being kind of rude. And off he goes, having just laughed at my face. Sense of humor is as twisted as his name. It really is, though.
Nahiru-san, what are you just standing there for? Get that bitch!
About to beat this Mr. Shalom's ass.
We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well, before he...
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these?
Hiya!
What?
Why? Why? After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
We just hear Shomes just laughing in the background.
I'm about to.
Oh, as if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part.
Okay.
I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea!
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Cosmo to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice.
And that's where we leave it off.
That's where, yep.
Leave Pugga.
Thank you guys for watching. I believe we're going to finally leave it off here. This is going to be a long episode, but I think this is the perfect place to cut it off because, well, there was really no good cutoff point that I can think of when we were going through that entire thing. So, my main boy, Sogi's dead. I sadly can't voice him anymore. So yeah, it's time to do an outro with my boys. Anyway, Jack, would you like to plug in anything since we usually do the bit ending with you?
Yeah, you can check me out at twitch.tv/itsjackbruh or youtube.com/itsjackbruh.
Okay, you've never sent me that one, so...
I think my YouTube is different, actually. Never mind. Don't quote me on that. And also, don't forget to buy some gamer subs.
Gamer subs? Okay, Rain, would you like to say anything?
Cosmo's inside the blade now.
Okay, how about you?
Shalom's gonna die.
How about you, Crazy?
I'm sick of you! I'm sick of you! You're the worst! Look at the mess you made! Look at this awful mess!
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, Ethan, would you like to say anything?
Fucking bored.